Have you ever wondered if one day you woke and half your body wouldn't move? You wake wanting to call someone, but your mouth won't open, your hand won't budge. The doorbell rings, then silence. 6 hours later, the first person finds you, motionless. I am 80, and I've lived through that. I don't tell this for pity, but to share honestly my deepest regrets and the miracle keeping me alive each day. Many think old age is for rest, but for me, it's time to remember, to regret, and be grateful. Some things, if only I'd known sooner, perhaps I wouldn't sit here with a trembling hand and legs no longer steady. Are you ignoring small signs that seem harmless? Are you delaying a call, a hug, a checkup, thinking tomorrow's fine? I'm not here to teach you, simply, I want you to hear me. 5 things that still haunt me, and 5 things, however simple, still make me smile each morning. Maybe among them, one will resonate with you. If you're still with me, thank you. Because truly listening to an 80-year-old isn't easy, but sometimes old words can save a younger life. So let's begin. And the first thing, the one that pains me most, is not getting a checkup when my body first whispered. I once thought it was just a tired arm, until I could never again button my own shirt. I'd think, it's nothing, it'll pass. A slight numbness in my left arm, a brief dizziness on standing, my heart beating oddly. I ignored it all, not from carelessness, but reluctance to bother, fear of cost, and dreading bad news. The price for that silence, a stroke, striking without warning. We elderly are often good at enduring. Too good. The National Institutes of Health, NIH, says over 30% of stroke patients over 65 had warning signs weeks before, but didn't seek help, thinking just age-related fatigue. I was one. I recall that day, a morning like any other. Making coffee, my left hand dropped the cup. No pain, just couldn't grip. I bent to pick it up, but my body tilted. Next, I woke in hospital. The doctor said I was lucky, but since then, my left arm hasn't worked right. I can't dress myself or button shirts. I wish I'd seen a doctor at the first signs. One visit, a simple test. It might have prevented the stroke, saved my hands, kept the independence I now deeply miss. I share this not to complain, but so you, listening, don't make my mistake. If any sign worries you, a racing heart, fleeting blurred vision, a weak leg, don't wait. Get checked. That small act could be the line between an ordinary day and one changing your life forever. Don't dismiss that off feeling. Sometimes your body's telling you something vital before it's too late. The second, bottling up stress for many years. I hid stress inside until it floored me. My whole life I rarely complained. Wife gone early, kids busy, home, money, health, I swallowed it. Asked, I'd smile. I'm fine. But what built up for years, sadness, worry, frustration, anxiety, never vanished. It stayed in my heart, my vessels, every breath, then erupted when I was weakest. I didn't know unreleased stress could cause a stroke. Doctors did. They said prolonged stress raises blood pressure, damages vessels, overworks the heart. For the elderly, it's a recipe for sudden disaster. I remember years like that, always tense, worried, but silent. Even sleepless nights from nameless fears, I kept them secret. I thought that was strength. Really, I was weakening daily. My doctor cited a Harvard study. Seniors with constant high stress for 5 years had double the stroke risk of relaxed peers. Tears welled. I saw myself there. If I deeply regret one thing, it's not sharing sooner, not opening up, not letting myself be vulnerable. Once. Now I learned to breathe slowly. Say no. Ask for help. Call someone just to say, I'm a bit down today. What are you carrying? What weighs you down that you won't release? Don't wait till your body forces the issue with a stroke. The price won't just be tears, but maybe the rest of your life. Truly, sometimes a sea can save you. The next, losing touch with loved ones over petty things. After a mild stroke, I wanted to call someone, but strangely, I knew no one to call. Those once close now gone from my life, because I'd insisted on being right too many times. I used to think I was right. Small conflicts with my children, brother, old friends, I chose silence. The wrong one must apologize. So I kept away, a month, 3 months, then years, until in a hospital bed after a mild stroke, I realized, in my phone, no one I felt easy calling. For years, I clung to being right and lost my most precious relationships. We older folk often have high self-esteem, especially after years carrying the family. But that pride without softness can make us rigid. Gradually, we withdraw into our shells silently, so lonely. Brigham Young University researchers found social isolation equals smoking 15 cigarettes daily, a chilling number. For years, I'd quit smoking, but held on to anger. That New Year, my daughter called, voice choked. "Dad, I miss you." I nearly cried, but said curtly, "Oh, I'm fine." Hanging up, I sat stunned. Once so close, now like strangers. I lost many years I could have hugged grandkids, walked with my child, or chatted with my brother. Now, even reconnected, I can't reclaim that lost time. If the stroke taught me one thing, it's no argument is worth more than family. Don't wait till you're in hospital, wishing for a hand to hold, only to realize you pushed them away long ago. Call them today, just to say, "How are you?" Don't let silence be the last word between you. And fourth, eating poorly instead of nourishing myself. A bread slice, a coffee cup seemed enough, until the doctor said, "Your intestines barely absorb, too long without proper meals." I used to think, anything's fine if I'm full. Some days biscuits for rice, some days milk coffee was breakfast. The fridge empty, bar some canned or frozen food. Not poverty or busyness. I just lost interest in eating. Only after my stroke, when the doctor asked about my diet, did I look back with a pang of regret. People stress exercise, timely medication, but few say daily meal quality is medicine or poison, our choice. In old age, absorption is poorer, metabolism slower, so nutrient poor or irregular meals. It's like a free fall without a safety net. An American Geriatric Nutrition Institute study shows seniors with irregular processed food heavy diets have a over 60% higher risk of metabolic issues, hypertension, and notably stroke from brain ischemia. I didn't think plain boiled eggs or nightly instant noodles had such effects. But now, post-hospital, seeing my empty table, I get it. Caring for meals isn't just to live, but to live well. I regret neglecting proper meals, with greens, fruit for dessert, cool plain water, not sugary drinks. I remember my late wife always saying, eating well is loving yourself. Now when I can peel an apple, make a small soup, I do, not for fullness, but to remind my body it still deserves proper nourishment. If you live alone, don't let meals be forgotten. Rekindle your kitchen fire, not for others, but for you. Because every meal today is part of tomorrow's life. The fifth thing I regret, not exercising my mind daily like a muscle. I walked my legs every morning, but I neglected my brain. I used to walk diligently, several park laps daily. I believed healthy body, sharp mind will follow. I was wrong. After the stroke, relearning the simplest things, I realized the mind untrained rusts like an unused muscle. People discuss exercise, diet, medicine, forgetting the brain needs exercise too. Neglected, it slows, weakens, then silently fades bit by bit unnoticed. A large UK University of Exeter study tracking over 17,000 seniors showed those with daily mental activities, reading, handwriting, crosswords, journaling, had markedly lower stroke and dementia rates than those physically active but rarely using their brains. I lived years like that, not reading new things, learning new words, noting my thoughts. Days passed identically, silently, wearily. Then one day I forgot my close neighbor's name, my bank password, why I entered the kitchen. I'd let my mind drift into a long sleep. I regret not challenging myself daily, not playing Sudoku as my grandchild suggested, not learning tablet use for journaling, not spending 10 minutes recalling old numbers. Small things. I wish I'd started sooner. Memory isn't automatic. It's nurtured, kept, trained. Like a companion, yes, neglected, it quietly leaves. Today, if you recall what we've just discussed, do this. Write 3 old friends' names. Tomorrow, call one. Don't let your brain just exist. Make it live again. Each day, memory, joy. Those are 5 things I deeply regret. Alongside them, things brighten my mornings. One is calling my children and grandchildren weekly. For a whole week, I spoke to no one. My voice grew hoarse, unnoticed. Until one day the phone rang. My grandchild's voice, a grandpa, pulling me from darkness. For days, no visitors, no voices, no footsteps. I thought it normal. It wasn't. Just one weekly call, a few minutes to check in. It brings more than any medicine. Joy, connection, feeling I'm still part of others' lives. I once hesitated to call, feared bothering, feared they were busy. But after the stroke, motionless, I realized hearing loved ones isn't just joy, it's part of healing. A University of Michigan study showed seniors with regular family emotional connections, even by phone, have lower cortisol, stress hormone, sleep better, recover faster from illness. I didn't quite believe those numbers until I lived it. The day I called my son, after months, his voice broke. "Dad, I kept waiting for you to call." I cried. We both hoped, both hesitated. Since then, I call regularly Sundays, not for anything important, just to tell about the neighbor's cat, ask about school, and sometimes hear laughter. Once, my youngest grandchild asked, "Grandpa, why call so much?" I said, "Hearing you, Grandpa feels healthier." If you hesitate, thinking they're busy, don't. They might be, but they always need someone calling just to ask, "Are you okay today?" Pick up the phone, no reason needed. A minute's chat sometimes brightens a whole week. The next, light exercise regularly each morning. I used to think resting makes you healthier. Until one morning, I couldn't get up alone, had to buzz a nurse. Then I understood. Don't move, your body soon goes on strike. Unannounced. Before I disliked exercise. Young, busy, old, lazy. But after a mild stroke, unsteady, limbs numb, I started not to turn back the clock, but to still get out of bed daily. Initially, just arm stretches, shoulder rotations by the window. No rush, no forcing. After a week, I felt lighter, breathed easier, and especially, my mood lifted. Gradually, morning exercise became habit. Not duty, but a gift I gave my body. Science is clear. University of California research shows seniors doing light exercise 10 to 20 minutes daily recover 30% faster post-stroke than non-exercisers. No jogging or weights needed. Walking around, stretching, deep breaths, improves circulation and sharpens the mind. I vividly recall my friend Eileen down the nursing home hall. 5 years older, each morning she caned around the corridor. Each lap, mere dozens of steps, but her smile outshone any light there. Once I asked, why not rest? She said, "I want to walk to my own lunch, not be pushed." That stuck with me. Each morning step isn't just movement, but holding on to independence, not depending, still choosing how I live, though hair's gray, steps slow. I'm no athlete, don't need big muscles, but I need flexibility, alertness, and above all, feeling I'm doing something good for myself. If today you can still get out of bed, take 5 minutes for light movements. Stretch, turn your neck, walk around. Your body will thank you, and you'll start your day more confident. And as the body moves, one simple thing I wish I'd grasped sooner: step outside into the early morning sun. I used to wake unsure if it was day or night until opening the window and felt sun on my cheek. Then I felt truly alive. For ages, I stayed indoors. Post-stroke, I feared wind, sun, falling outside. Then one morning, a nurse suggested opening the window. Early sunlight streamed in, warm, not glaring, gentle, not cold. I closed my eyes. For months, the first time I felt peace. From then, I went to the porch each morning, just 10 minutes, sitting still, watching trees, hearing birds, feeling sun through my fingers. Strangely, my mind grew gentler, lighter, as if morning light not only lit the yard, but also lit up a part of me dark for too long. It's no coincidence scientists advise seniors get daily natural light. A Harvard University study, 30 minutes in early sun daily improves mood, sleep, reduces depression risk in the elderly. Sun's vitamin D isn't just for bones, but lifts spirits, something medicine can't provide. I remember sitting on the porch, a girl walked by, calling, "Hello, Grandpa." I smiled, waved. So simple, but my heart felt warm all afternoon. At my age, happiness isn't big things, but seeing sunlight through leaves, hearing wind in the eaves, feeling life continue, and I'm still part of it. If you've been inside too long, don't wait for a reminder. Open the door, take a few steps, even just sitting quietly on the porch or by an old plant. Morning sun won't heal all, but it'll remind you you're still here, and you still can enjoy another full day. And sitting in early sun, I suddenly realized heavy things in my heart I no longer needed to hold. Old resentments, unforgiven words, distances stretched for years. Silent, persistent. Someone I hadn't spoken to for 10 years. And for 10 years, I took daily blood pressure medicine. Anger doesn't kill you outright, but it eats away at you daily, and I didn't realize. Young, I was easily offended. A careless word, a late promise, a misunderstanding. Enough for a years-long grudge. Someone I hadn't spoken to for a decade, just over a missed meal invitation. I thought I was saving face, but I was hugging invisible stones, growing heavier over time. Only when hospitalized, post-stroke, cared for by a young nurse, her smile so like my old friends, did I realize how many precious things I'd missed, just by not letting go. Forgiveness isn't for the other's peace. It's so you can breathe easier, so your heart feels lighter. So a new day starts without old shadows. A Mayo Clinic study, seniors who release anger, not holding grudges, have up to 40% lower risk of high blood pressure and stroke. A light heart eases bodily strain. Not empty philosophy, but biological fact. I recall phoning my old friend. His voice trembled. "I thought you'd forgotten me." We laughed awkwardly, then talked about everything, as if those silent years never were. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It just needs a heart that knows it's tired, knows it hasn't much time left to hold on to things. Not worth it. If you're holding a name in your heart, someone who saddened you, hurt you, think of them as a shadow falling behind you. Don't chase. Just let go. To move on. The longer I live, the more I believe. Serenity isn't from perfection, but from a heart that has let go. And finally, I want to share about keeping up a small hobby each day. Some days I woke not knowing what the day was for. No one called, nothing to do. I started to fear. I was living without being myself anymore. I no longer have strength for mountains, eyes for hours of reading, or memory for all novel characters. But I still have my brush, watercolors, and each morning, I sit by the window, sketching doodles on old paper. Some days a leaf, others a steaming coffee cup. No need for beauty, just the need to do. Keeping a hobby, however small, helps me start the day feeling I am still me. Not a patient, not a frail old man, but a person, still passionate, still finding joy, still wanting to create. According to a University of Otago, New Zealand study, elderly people maintaining daily personal activities, drawing, gardening, knitting, writing, cooking, have markedly higher dopamine, happiness hormone levels, better recovery post-stroke and incidence, and up to 30% lower risk of mental decline. I used to think, I'm old, what's the point? But then I realized precisely those seemingly trivial things help me feel truly alive. Every time I finish a drawing, I not only feel proud, but I feel a reason to await tomorrow. I once knew an old man who loved repairing old clocks, hands trembling, eyes dim, but every morning engrossed with tiny needles, tiny gears. He told me something unforgettable. Only when I do this do I feel time slow, and I no longer fear death. Do you have an old hobby you once loved, something you were passionate about, then forgotten amidst busyness or age? Maybe cooking, journaling, admiring flowers, listening to old music. Don't let it sleep. Reawaken it, not to be skilled, but to live fully each day. If you have watched this far, thank you, truly, because fully listening to an 80-year-old story requires an open heart and a quiet soul. I cannot turn back time. The regrets are still there, but I have learned to live with them, not to forget, but to remind myself, to live more deeply each remaining day. The stroke took many things from me, but it also taught me to cherish the smallest things: an easy breath, a morning without pain, an unhurried look from a loved one. And you know what? Joy sometimes lies not in having more, but in realizing what you still have. A phone call, a chair on the porch, a hot cup of tea on a sunny afternoon. All these things are real life. I retell this not for pity, but only hope. If someone is hesitating, they will act sooner. If someone is resentful, they will feel lighter. And if someone is afraid, they will know they are not alone. Did any of this resonate with you? If so, feel free to share your thoughts below. You never know, your story might just help someone else out. And if this video meant something to you, perhaps share it with someone you care about. Because sometimes a gentle reminder can make all the difference for a lifetime of peace. Thank you for listening, and perhaps our paths will cross again in the quiet days to come.